When I was writing to Bring the Pains and all that shit, I wasn't counting bars. I
Yeah,
didn't know how to count bars. It wasn't like niggas was doing that shit.
Right.
Who cut you off? Who stopped you?
It just stopped when I felt like this is where it ended.
Right.
And everything you wrote, they kept.
Yeah.
That explains how Old Dirty ended up with one big ass long verse for Brooklyn Zoo, and we never realized. I remember being today years old when I realized that there was no. It's all one verse, and then into the hook, but there's like no bridge, no nothing. It's literally one big ass verse, and that shit fucked me up.
But there's no hook.
Yeah,
that's just him looping. Shame on you.
Yeah.
If you look at a bunch of Wu-Tang records, it's not a slight against my crew and shit, but a lot of our titles didn't match the fucking song.
At all.
Yeah,
y'all was like you were like y'all were like the opposite of Tupac.
Come on, bro.
Tupac, if you knew the name of the song, then you knew the hook.
No, Tupac take a phrase and that was the name of the song.
Yeah, that was
there
it.
You go.
Meanwhile, you niggas Uzi, Pinky Ring.
No. It wasn't like that. But like Iron Maiden.
Uzi, Pinky Ring. Yeah.
Oh shit.
That's the name of the record. I'm not making that. That's an actual fucking
Black
record.
Shampoo. I mean.
In the internet era, it's hard as hell to find them records.
Yeah.
Cause you're like, damn, what they said this. Oh, that ain't the name. What is it? Yeah.
Man, I mean, but to bring it back to Onyx, my brothers, they showed a lot of people how to perform too. They electric on stage. Yeah. So if it was a battle, verbally, word for word, back and forth, I haven't heard them. So I wouldn't even judge them and say something like, I'll murder them or some shit, because I haven't heard them. And like I said, we used to wait for Sticky Fingers verses and shit, so I will not ever sleep on an MC.
Which is crazy to me, because I felt like Frejo could have been the third verse plenty of times.
Yeah, absolutely. Frejo say some shit. Like, man.
Fresh shit sound different now. Like when the same verses I listen to now versus listening to back then, because I'm with him. Sticky was always an anchor. But they did that bass, just the regular bass, the acapella, the acoustic version of like one of them records.
Last Days?
They did two. I heard Slam and I heard that one. But when I heard Frejo's verse from Last Days over the acoustic, and I'm listening to the shit he's saying. Like, my corrupted is conducted through ghetto, sipping Normaretto, the hand on the metal, foot on the pedal, never settle.
We want Carolina, Herrera, dirty Donna, Karen sweaters, rubber letters and slaves, go play the guns and grenades.
That's why I would never come on here and say some shit like I body them niggas. I love you, bro. I love you, bro.
But what's wrong with the competitive?
Nothing at all.
Right.
Nothing at all. I just won't use those words.
Right.
You know what I mean? I'd be like, yeah, by all means, niggas, they probably get it in and shit. Me and Doc is definitely gonna get it in.
Right.
Absolutely. But
I gotta hear this.
We're not putting that in the air.
My
battle career dead. After math, it was like, math, I'm dead on this. I retired.
So make records.
What up? No,
I'm nigga. So make records though. If you ain't gonna battle, just make records.
That's what I do.
We would love to hit. Like
that would be.
I mean, we've done records with them before, and I would never rule that out. I would love to do a whole album with myself and Redman with different duos. Smith and Wesson.
I like that.
Sticky
Corrupt and Daz and Corrupt.
If we can get
MOP.
we can get Capone and Noriega to speak and shit. They niggas, but they don't speak like that.
If you get Outkast to come out,
Outkast,
that would be. Yeah.
Really? You got to get Dre to rhyme again.
I can make
He's been rhyming.
You got to get Dre to come, dude. If
I can do that.
Please and thank you.
I think I can do that.
That would be insane.
3 Stacks and Meth.
Oh, 3 Stacks, Big Boy, Red, and Meth. Like
But
that.
that would
I'm
be
here for that.
Like the marketing to kind of bring us into that time period where we could say, yeah, you can have a rap career for 20, 30 years.
Yeah. Why not?
Like these rock and roll guys, like these other genres.
Why
you know
not?
what I mean?
Yeah.
I think after a while, like, I don't know.
I mean,
the same way you felt like you were phased out.
well,
but you came to a point.
it had other things
Right.
played a part in it too. You know, mistakes on my part, mismanagement, not paying attention to certain things, worried about the wrong shit. But yeah, you're absolutely right.
I feel like it's the time for that.
Yeah.
There was one other thing I wanted to ask you though, is how come all right, we know the game that some companies might play, executives or whatever. You know, it's a business. They're thinking business first. But a lot of the best artists that are out now were signed by artists.
Wow. Let me think about that. Okay,
Why?
Puffy wasn't an artist when he signed Big, so no.
He was a creator.
Yeah, he's a creator. Yeah. Wow.
Well, we talking about the J. Coles, the Drakes, the Nickies.
Yes. And J. Cole's camp. I love his camp. Fucking Earth Gang, niggas cold.
Yeah.
Niggas cold.
Yeah, cold world.
Shit.
They made me mad.
Why?
Because they said that shit about taking hip-hop too seriously.
What you mean taking it?
Those were their words. It was like, you niggas up north take hip-hop too seriously.
But it's true.
I mean,
it's true. 21 said the same thing. We started arguing about whether I could body Dot Demo on a track. And he was like, see, that's some New York shit. We don't worry about that shit.
You an ill nigga, son.
Yeah.
Man,
You just did the whole,
He got this motherfucker talented, nigga. This is a talented motherfucker right here, nigga.
But that's what he did.
But see, and that's how, when Andre said, the most powerful shit I said in war shows when Andre 3000 said, all I know is the South got something to say. What we didn't realize in our conceitedness or, you know, being the home of it.
Hubris.
These guys all knew each other.
Ethnocentric.
These guys all knew each other. And I'm not just talking about just ATL. ATL fuck with Houston and Tennessee.
New Orleans.
All these niggas know each other. And doing records together and shit. So when that explosion happened, it was like we've all worked together before. You know, certain lines were drawn with gang lines and things like that, but all these niggas know each other. Whereas in New York, it's like, nigga, I'm better than you. Well, I mean, niggas fuck with each other and shit, but it wasn't fucking with each other. We didn't fuck with anybody outside of that shit, really. There were a few people that might have did it. Damn, can you name one? Somebody that went in from, not my era, but, you know, let's say like Kane in them era, who bridged that gap and went over to, let's say, did something with a West Coast artist?
Definitely y'all.
Yeah.
But before us.
What? But that wasn't even intentional.
Because I did something with Spice One personally by myself and shit, and I happened to walk in on his studio session.
Right.
That happened to me a lot. I walk in on a nigga's studio session, next thing I know I'm on a record.
Right.
I did that with Showbiz and AG. Walked in on the studio session with Chung King.
Lord Finesse.
Lord Finesse. Ooh, nigga.
Lord Finesse. What records?
The first
Record,
album.
the whole album.
The whole fucking first album. Now this was another lesson for me.
Good cast.
And this is why I use so many fucking cadences when I rhyme. I like to match the melodic parts of the beat. Sometimes I rhyme to the drum, sometimes the melody, just to throw people off. We used to, like, that Lord Finesse, that first album hit like LL's first album. When we got that shit, that was our blueprint of how we gonna fucking rhyme. I remember LL's whole cadence and everything was, I'm gonna riffing number, different number, taking my line, different number, saving it down. Rhyming those two words and then have his rhyming word. Then rhyming those two words with these ones.
Yeah.
Run bit that shit. I remember when Run bit it. It was on the Raising Hell album. I was like, wait a minute, Run done changed this whole fucking cadence up. This shit fucking crazy. But anyway, when this fucking album dropped, Lord Finesse, like it was like Punchline King.
Yeah.
We sitting here listening to greatness, even Andre the Giant off one fucking song. One fucking song. And that one line, oh my Andre's a jolly green man. I was like, this nigga was fucking crazy. And I was writing it.
Punchline wise, like he was crazy.
Yeah. And this is when we used to listen to that shit on the way uptown. To go re-up, come back, listening to that shit.
Wow.
But then it hit me. It was like, that next album came and it was like, damn, same cadence. Oh wow, every record. And then the punchlines weren't as potent anymore. Because now it's like, I figured you out. I'm not gonna rhyme like that. Das Effects, same thing. But what Das did, Das could really fucking rhyme.
The second album, they let it go. The second album, they stopped doing the stuff.
Because
I
have to agree with a lot of the newer artists saying everybody, that 90s era wasn't as hard as everybody thought it was. Because there was so many fucking acts that came out that we don't even fucking remember. Just put 90s hip hop, 90s hip hop, boom bap, and you will see like niggas we don't even fucking think of and shit.
Yeah.
But so many whack fucking records that were blueprints taken from DOS Effects, blueprints taken from I remember a nigga named Joe Sinister.
Oh, sounds just like Redman.
Exactly like Redman.
And he had bars. That was the worst part.
Very weird though.
Yeah, no, yeah,
Weird as
definitely.
fuck.
But I remember Joe Sinister. When
This
he
was
first
the
came
niggas
out.
thought that it was cool to worship the devil and shit like that. You know what I mean? There was like a lot of that shit
I
going
think
on.
I remember this.
People
dude.
Under the Sun.
I think I remember.
That was the name of the single.
People up under the sun.
Yeah.
Right.
All that bust for my trust. Niggas did dust. I bust rhymes to ice like just. I smoke dust. I get bitch to go off and smoke rappers who can't blow up July 4th. Jam the rocks in the family. Shack Attack. I wreck. Sounds like Rodan. Like nigga was get lifted like a gym set. Hit the deck. I got more
You can't
milk
even
than
find
weight
that
checks.
record now.
I still got
Can't
it.
even.
I got it on cassette.
I can't even
though.
get it on YouTube.
Cassette?
Yeah.
You got cassette player in your house?
I ain't saying I could play it. I just said I got cassette.
It's hot for trapper turn smack rapper. Only smack rapper that you know is smack rappers. Got bars I can hang with the backpackers. Trap star, I don't hang with the backpackers. I'm in the hood with the work you heard. Making fiends leave earth you heard. Got your baby mama thirst you heard. Feel the flow, nigga, throw it in reverse. This the wave you need to surf you heard.